right, welcome to the Patriot Hour 4. It is, Wednesday, my bad, Hump Day, October 2nd. Folks, we are kind of just got off the live stream of the OBC. Great people there, folks. American Joe, you guys know him. I've done a couple shows. He'll be on Thursday of this week. And we'll talk about everything that's gone on the last few days with him to catch up. And Doug Ducote, Dustin Gold, great people. This is huge to me. I think it's a great idea to really expose, really show everything that the media is not telling us. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. All right. They're meeting with lots of people. There's lots of stuff already planned. I'm just really excited about that. So again, thanks to everyone that's supporting that. We got the live feed going on right now, and just got Twitter back up. It's actually going on over there. I got a live stream. It's the first thing I've ever done live over there. It's really cool. It's nothing really huge, but for us, I've never done anything. Maybe eventually you could patch into that as well when we do live as another avenue. So always looking forward. We have to. Okay, so I got a story here. Well, we know the media in the last several days with everything going on and how they're trying to spin it. So Hunter Biden seen golfing with the Ukraine gas company executives back in 2014. But he knows nothing. A photo obtained by Fox News' Tucker Carlson Tonight Show shows former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter golfing in the Hamptons with Devin Archer, who served on the board of the Ukrainian gas company Burisma Holdings with Hunter. Earlier this month, Joe Biden told Fox News in Iowa that he never discussed his son's foreign business dealings with him. "I never spoken to my son about the overseas business dealings," Biden said, pointing the finger at President Trump. "I know Trump deserves to be investigated. He's violating every basic norm of president. You should be asking him why he is on the phone with a foreign leader, trying to intimidate a foreign leader. You should be looking at Trump." Hunter Biden told The New Yorker previously that he and his father had just spoken once about Hunter Biden's work in the Ukraine. But here we go. So a source close to Archer told Fox News the photo was taken in August of 2014 and indicates the vice president was in the Hamptons at the time. Hunter Biden and Archer joined the actual Burisma Holdings board people. So don't tell us you just talked about what, kids, grandkids, and things like that. Golfing, while you're golfing. You talked about golfing and maybe grandkids. Sounds familiar. Sounds real familiar. So, again, there you go. That's just where it's at right now. Nothing more to really report, but we can sit here and talk all day about it. Is the dead Epstein photographer CIA? So how did renowned photographer William Farrington know the dead Jeffrey Epstein would be willed out on a gurney at the NYC Metropolitan Correctional Center? His photo of a man who does not resemble Epstein, it went viral and is being used as proof the notorious pedophile died in prison as a result of suicide. Looking at this man, he shares an uncanny resemblance to Roger Farrington, CIA celebrity photographer famed for his work in the Boston area in the 70s. Roger and William wouldn't be related, would they? Writes Enchanted Life Path website. If they are related, they could well be twins, or maybe it's a coincidence that they are doppelgangers. Stranger things have happened, like Roger being associated to the Clintons. He does have Secret Service clearance. I did wonder if William Farrington was a shadow reporter's name, and now I'm wondering if William Farrington is more than related to Roger. I'm asking myself and the wider audience, is this the same person? I cannot find direct evidence of Roger Farrington working for the CIA, despite this website reports. William Farrington is really Roger Farrington, who is a famous photographer of the elite and has had Secret Service clearance at the White House in the past. Looking at this man, he shares an uncanny resemblance to Roger Farrington. So photos of the two men do strike an uncanny resemblance. Roger Farrington 2016, 2018, 2014. Yeah, he's got his mouth shut there. Yeah. Back here. I cannot prove Roger William Farrington works for the CIA, but I wouldn't be surprised. The deep state and its cronies are busy at work trying to bury this story and hide the vast pedophile and sex networks maintained by the elite. If we were to believe that the state is actively pursuing the case, we must ask why Ghislaine Maxwell, the daughter of the documented British intelligence and Mossad agent Robert Maxwell, and Jean Luc Brunel, model agency mogul described as Epstein's pimp, are still at large. I don't believe Epstein is dead. I also believe the man Farrington took the photo of was not only Epstein, but also wasn't dead. Read the story linked above for further detail. The CIA is indeed the rogue agency involved. Ain't what it used to be. The photographic evidence backing up the claim the serial rapist and pedophile Jeffrey Epstein is obviously fake. The nose of the person at the hospital bed does not match Epstein's, as much more hooked than the convicted pedophile child trafficker. Also, to make matters worse, his ears are totally different also. Jeffrey Epstein's ear cartilage does not match the person on the bed. His nose is not the same, nor is his cheekbone. Those are three areas to raise doubt, folks. You can't just... I mean, this is how that works, all right? If you got good photos, you can do this kind of work at home. You don't need to... excuse me, I've been up all night. I was watching the live stream. I got really hooked late in the evening. Had some good technical guests on. I was just up till about at least 2, and then I did, whatever, no big deal. Don't sleep much anyway, but so this is interesting here. So the nose, the cheekbones, the ears, these are things that even I would say, like, let me get this here, merge, I don't like that, cube. What I'm saying here, folks, is these are the same things that an FBI or analyst of looking at photos, photo recognition, that you're looking at. All right, I mean, you can put stuff into a computer now and really, analyze stuff. So I'm sure people have been all over this, and you can't like just throw it out there. We've seen just off the base of the photos of Epstein, the hook nose, that's huge. So not saying, this is an anonymous, I got posted on 8/10/19, not saying anything after this. Please do not try to dox me, but last night after 04:15 count, they took him medical in a wheelchair, front cuffed, but not one triage nurse says they spoke to him. Next thing we know, a trip van shows up. We do not do releases on the weekends unless a judge orders it. Next thing we know, he's put in a single-man cell and hangs himself. Here's the thing. The trip van did not sign in, and we did not record the plate number, and a guy in a green dress military outfit was in the back of the van, according to the tower guy who let him through the gate. You guys, I am shaking right now, but I think they switched him out. I have no doubt about the evidence of an elite pedo network. There is ample evidence it exists. Epstein may well have killed himself, although this claim is now in serious doubt. I really don't believe a highly narcissistic sexual predator would off himself in a suicide-proof prison cell. Epstein may have thought he would skate like he did previously, although there was an ample evidence of his activity both then and now. Also, I would remind everybody that Epstein was into cryogenics. He worked with all these, scientists or invested into these companies, and he was all about living forever. He wanted to seed the planet with his seed. I mean, whatever you look into, what you believe, but the bottom line is you can trace the money and actually see that he was highly invested in this whole, what most of these people are promised, to live forever, all right? So that does strike me out as well, that you're invested, you spent millions and millions, but you got hemmed up, you put in paperwork to try to get out of prison, but before that even comes back, I'm just going to hang myself. It doesn't seem quite logical for somebody that was all into living forever and had all the money to do so and look into it. The Farrington photograph of the dead Epstein reveals that the man shown is not notorious child rapist and multimillionaire Epstein. Thanks largely to Les Wexner, it is proof that the CIA if it is indeed involved, can no longer fabricate believable evidence. The charter-busting agency will need to try harder in the future, largely due to so many internet sleuths and researchers following up on every last detail. And that's what we're talking about. It has potentially to bust the elite pedo network wide open. It's just like the Russian hoax, folks. It's just like, Oklahoma City. You look at all these things. They give you bull crap. You fight the governments. You fight the old corrupt government. Put in paperwork. 20, 15 years later, you get something that shows that they didn't give you the whole truth. You find out McVeigh was a CIA employee, a sheep dip soldier. It was took the oath to go to a higher cause that dealt with in-country stuff. He was a patsy of sorts, but yeah. You look at the whole start of the Russian hoax. One of the biggest things now they're coming out with, well, it was a DNC hack. They cannot prove it. We have proven that wrong. You take that raw file that they released through WikiLeaks, the original DNC file, and you can look at the codes, the way it was transferred. Government tells you in a broad sense that the Russians hacked the DNC via computer and downloaded this file. Well, the highest speeds we can get out of country back then, and maybe even till today, it might be a little different infrastructure, but the transfer rate doesn't match up. This file shows us in the string code 49 megabytes, 49.9, that it transferred everything at that rate, where the highest speeds from Russia to the US are somewhere in the 20s. Physically impossible. When pressed, they don't talk anymore. 9/11 just show us this. We got these other planes hitting. Show it, and they don't. You confiscated 400 or 80. I don't know if it's 400 or 80. Getting numbers mixed up on different cases, but let's just say 100. Gas station cameras and all this and that. Some of them gotten released. They don't show a plane. When it comes down to that critical evidence, that thing you press for. I was going back over the weekend. Went back to the lowest learner. And the guy kept saying he was going to release all the emails. Well, lo and behold, they didn't have any of her emails from the minute she took over the IRS to the minute she was fired. Systems were down. They always lose it. The only time the IRS, the only time the FBI, the only time the CIA, the only time the government loses something and doesn't have a slam dunk case when it isn't against you or somebody else, is they lose things when it's about them. And they claim they've done nothing wrong, and then they can kind of prove it, but they can never prove it because that thing always comes up missing. You just need to take their word. When are we ever going to wake up? My gosh. All right, folks, I'm going to shut this one down. We're at the going on the about 14, 15 minute mark. I like to keep them short, sweet for you. Again, don't take anything we say here as proof. Don't take anything we say here as word. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions. We're going to go over lots of things together. If you got any good ideas, put them down in the comment section. Email me. We look at that. I look at that. And I've come up with shows. Me and Ben have done. Me and Scott. Me and Woodman. Based off of your comments, your emails, your voice. All right. I hear you. If nobody else does, I hear you. Try to. Again, thanks for all the donations. And again, support the border mission. And again, folks, we're going to be doing this a couple more times before January. And we'll probably, most likely, restream again. It's a good time. Some of me and some of the mods last night went and played a couple of games. You guys can, one of the mods can organize that later. Again, go visit some rooms. I encourage, the mods to promote something like that. Take charge, get everyone somewhere, have a time to come back, regroup, do it again, whatever. Go spread the Patriot love. Again, I'm Mike. This is the Patriot Hour, and make sure you're subscribed here, folks. We appreciate it, and we'll see you here on the next update podcast coming here real soon. Have a great day.